Hello guys, welcome to another video. So if you're tired of the Claude Cowork, or if you're tired of the Claude Code, or think it's too expensive and it's very slow, then this is a solution for you. So OpenWork is an open source alternative to the Claude Cowork. And you can see that it has pretty interface, and also the features are similar. And so the OpenWork also has the GitHub version, so you can check out the GitHub repo at the different AI OpenWork, and it already got the 21K stars. People really like this project. So if you go through their README, you can see there are different clients, and also there's MCP for OpenWork to work with the Codex and Claude. It's very convenient. So you can scroll down a little bit of the README, you can see there's OpenWork-DEN. So this is the web application. So this is more of a very full set of the web application, but in this tutorial, we're going to show you guys how to install OpenWork web application as a simplified version. So it is easier to test and easier to try it out. So that being said, let's get started. So if you look at the desktop application, this is very similar to Claude Code, Claude Cowork. And if you look at the OpenDEN, so this is a web application, and you can check out the Claude hosted OpenWork-DEN on the app.openworklabs.com, so which is their official website. You can see the official website is listed under the About section. And so if you want to try this out, the best way is just to install that on a VPS, or you can install that on a local host, whatever you prefer. But in this tutorial, we're going to show you guys how to install that on a virtual private machine, so you can actually use it to collaborate with your coworker and also the friends while you're working on the same project. So the best part of the OpenWork is that it allows for collaboration in a distributed environment. So you have a OpenWork frontend, and then you can have this frontend to connect to different backend, which is called a OpenWork worker nodes. So worker nodes is using coding agent as the main drive. So the coding agent it uses is the open code. So the open code is the main agent that it supports right now. So the worker node will call the open code agent to write code and do things. So, and also you can see that the open code has a web application. So this is what the OpenWork connects to. So if you want to also interact with the open code under the OpenWork frame, so the OpenWork will actually spin up the open code together. So if you want to work with the open code under the OpenWork, you can just build a domain for it, and then link the open code agent to the Nginx proxy as a reverse proxy. Then you can actually access the open code. So it's very straightforward. And let's go back to OpenWork. You can see that the OpenWork has different workspaces. So if you click a workspace plus sign, you can connect to a remote workspace. So once you have the backend worker ready, then you can connect to any of the workers that's under remote, right? So you do not have to be local. You can connect to the OpenWork using workers URL to connect to remote worker, OpenWork worker, and then with the access token. So we'll talk about that a little bit in this video, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that step by step. And so you can also check out their different settings. So in settings, you can just go to this section, check out the settings. So they have pretty good rich settings. So you have preference, permissions, advanced, also the different AI providers you can connect to. Cloud for OpenWork. They mainly, I think they support the OpenWork Cloud, but we're talking about the self-hosted version in this video. So you can try out the cloud version as well. So if you have the appearance, you can select the theme, which you have a dark and light theme switch, where it's a light theme. And also you can check out the recovery and environment. So very convenient. You can also check out the AI providers under the global, and also the debug. So this is actually developer mode. So one should be able to spin up a developer mode. So you can check out the developer mode under some of the advanced settings, I believe. So you can check out developer mode, then you have a debug menu. Then you can go through that to configure this different debug information. So very cool, and you can see that it is a good, reasonable set of menus. And that being said, let's go to the conversations for a workspace. So you can see that you can connect to different workspaces, and right now we connect to one of the workspaces, which were set up remotely. So it's not on local. This is a web application, the front end, and there's a worker node, which is set up on a remote machine, which also work with a local OpenCode instance. So there are three parts of the OpenWork. So the OpenWork front end, in this case, you can have the desktop version. And then there's OpenCode, which works as a coding agent for the backend OpenWork worker. So if you want to connect to different workspaces, then you have to spin up different workers. So each worker, backend worker, will set up a workspace. So which is going to tie up to workspace, which is a folder on a remote machine, so that you can connect to different workspaces by just click the plus sign and connect to a remote node. So once you be able to finish up your work, you can actually let your friend or coworker to connect to that remote instance, then you can actually collaborate. That's how it works. So you can set up different clients and also set up a different backend worker. So you can have one client to connect to multiple workers, or can also have multiple clients connect to one worker, which is shared work. So super cool concept. And this is very convenient because open source, you can always update it. And let's try out one of the examples. We're going to use the Putter to try it. We're going to use Putter, the Kimi 3. You can choose any other models for OpenCode. OpenCode has a lot of free models, but we're going to try this Putter that we're connected to. And if you try Putter, you can see that there is a lot of models they provide. You can try out the Fable for Claude. You can also try the Opus 5. And also there's also the recently released Q1 3.8. So there's plenty of models. We're going to try Kimi 3 for this example. So let's go back to the OpenWork. And then once you pick your model, and you can just try it. Let's say, for example, we're going to try draft a document. Okay, I just click it. So, and then run the task. So you can see there's a new session has been set up because the backend is connected to the OpenCode. You can also open the OpenCode. You can see there's also a session spin up, right? So basically they're actually connected. So you can actually use the OpenWork to connect to a backend server, which runs on a local OpenCode. So that's how it works. And you can wait for a little bit to see how this responds. And you can draft a one-page project brief, ask me for the bullet points you need, then turn them into a clear, well-structured document. So to draft a shape, a one-page brief, give me the bullet points covering as much of the following as you can. So the project name, problem, opportunities, and objectives, scope, and audience users. So you can also connect to basically this conversation, and then you can share with it, right? So this is the same as the OpenCode. You can also check the OpenCode web version that basically they're actually connected to the same backend. So basically you can see the same result. But OpenWork is more like a collaboration environment, which is very convenient. So if you go to the extensions, you can also check out different skills that is on the remote server. So you can see that these are all the different skills. You can also have the MCP servers connections and the skills plugins. So there's a lot of things you can see from just the extensions on the remote machine. So let's check out another example. So for example, we want to create a file in a remote instance, right? So remote server, like the Hermes and OpenCloud, you can actually update and write files or read files. For this example, basically we created a workspace, and we want to put some files inside the workspace. So you can see that we ask the OpenCode or the OpenWork worker to create a test.md file in this workspace instance. And you can see that the file is created. And if you click the file, you can see that they're actually reading from a remote instance. So you can see there's how are you test and test. So let's go to the actual server and let's make some change. So let's say, for example, this is file they created, and I want to update something, and we just want to update it on the OpenWork web front end. So let's say, for example, we just want to remove the test, and we'll click save. Right? So this is saved. So if we go back to the remote server, you can see this is updated. So super nice, very convenient. So you don't have to always go to the terminal to update it. So you can just update it right on the front-end web. So this is an example that shows you guys how to actually work on the front end and also how to update the backend server data. So that's it. So let's check out how this actually set up, right? So that's actually a very important part of the video. So how to set this up. And because of the documentation only shows you guys how to do the Docker. So we're going to show you guys how to do a non-Docker version just using script step by step. And that being said, let's go to the Visual Studio Code. So the first thing you have to set up for the OpenWork is to just clone the repo and then run also make sure to install the open code. Then you actually install the dependencies for the OpenWork. All right, so then you have to install the Rust if you have not, and then you install the dependencies using the npm. After that, make sure you also install the OpenWork orchestrator, and then you have to configure the environment for the front end. So then they need the right OpenWork port, URL token, and host token, and allow host to all. Then you have to use npm, do a script like this, the one-line command. Make sure you point your front end to the back end OpenWork node. So the OpenWork worker node, for example, this is the URL for this video, right? So this is openwork.yourdomain.com. And after that, just make sure you also specify the token, which is basically they have the token to connect to the backend server. And so that's it. So make sure you specify the URL and token, and also make sure you allow host to all. Then that's it. So this is going to set up the front end. So in the back end, for the OpenWork worker, you have to set up the host port and course origin. So this is very important. So this allows the backend to actually access the front-end request. For example, the backend is the openwork.somedomain.com. Then you have to let that let the front-end access it. So basically, you have to set up for example, demos.somedomain.com, and also the OpenWork, basically backend server to all the access. Or you can set up to access everything, but you have to set up the OpenWork course origins, and then you have to set up the OpenWork host token and token approval node is auto. So basically, these are the token that you actually specified on the front end. Remember, we talked about the front end setup. So this is the front end token, right? So this is basically the backend token is set up as the worker, and you have to use the front end to connect to it. And lastly, you have to set up the OpenWork OpenCode host, which is basically a local address and also the port for OpenCode. So this is because the OpenCode is actually on the same machine as the backend OpenWork worker node. So that's why you can set up the local address. Once you do that, you'll be able to run the OpenWork serve to spin up a worker node and then specify the workspace. And then also you can specify this as a command line, but already set up in the environment variables. So that's it. So you get all this output because you actually have a --JSON. This will give you all this different information for different environment. For example, the OpenCode connection, username, password, and you can have the OpenWork connection, so on and so forth. So that's it. So this is how you set up the front end for the OpenWork and also the backend for the OpenWork with the OpenCode. So you can see we already spin up everything. So you can see that basically this is already been running. That's what I just showed you guys. So that's it. So this is very useful if you actually want to collaborate for different project and you just want to self-host it. You don't want to use Claude Cowork. So hopefully this is helpful, and if you like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and see you in the next one.